Marjorie Greene has a theory about why men watch porn, and it's not the obvious, indisputable reasons why they clearly watch it. No, she thinks it's because white men are persecuted or something. Listen to this.
One of the things I got attacked about, I think it was even before I was sworn in as a member of Congress, it was over a statement I had made a while back or a couple of years ago, is that I believe that white men are the most persecuted identity in America. And that's a bold statement to make, but I'll break that down for you. And the reason why I say that, and many people have a hard time in life. I mean, that's just life. We all struggle, right? There is no one that has a free pass. Life is a struggle, no matter who you are, whatever your identity is. But let's talk about why white men and young white men in particular are really, you guys are put bottom on the list of so many things. And it started a long time ago. It started even back when I was in school.
So we're gonna get to what Marjorie Greene had to say there. I don't want to be the bad guy. Maybe I'm the only person. I don't know if we can bring back up without audio just like 10 seconds of that video. I don't want to. Just watch the co-host and you tell me if while she's talking about pornography, if it's a little bit weird or suspicious in any ways. Why is he like moving back and forth in that rhythmic way with that dead look on his face as he stares at her image? I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I think he's feeling a little bit persecuted at the moment. Anyway, let's talk about her theory there. It's a very bold thing to say, but let me explain it. No, a Republican claiming that white men are the most persecuted people in the country is not particularly bold or rare. A Republican woman claiming it is not that rare anymore either. We fully understand why you would say that. It's how you get them to accept you briefly. I mean, they fundamentally don't accept you as human beings on an equal level to them. You don't deserve rights or much consideration. You're useful as long as you're a convenient tool for them. But she gets this game. Whatever it is, whatever group you're a part of, you're supposed to use your position in that group to glorify and uphold white men, making up this absolute BS about them being persecuted and victims and all that, Jackson. The idea that has anything to do with pornography is such a weird place to take it though.
Well, it's always so crazy when people, pretend, whoever you are, that you're not highly driven by sex. That's part of our nature. It's our DNA dictates it. There's nothing we can do about it. And as we know, when you try to bury that and cover it up, it often is a smokescreen for many other things. If people watch pornography or if they're involved in sexual acts, it's because they have sexual urges. So too much of anything is a bad thing, with whatever it is. But that's not necessarily how most people would consume anything. So for her to single it out like, white men, they're trying to funnel the porn addiction to the white men because then they just can't focus. And that's why, all these blacks and Latinos are starting to do better out here. While these white men are such, she just wakes up in the morning and says things like her brain is just like a big static show and she just says stuff. And she's one of the more popular and famous people in the party. And so,
Yeah, I mean, there's no faster route to notoriety, a bit of fame, some money than identifying what a group of people desperately wants to be told.
Oh yeah,
that's all it is. That is what so much script on the internet. Shamelessly, yeah. And honestly, the more pathetic it is, the better. Like she's doing exactly what she needs to do. She's telling them they're victims, and that's all they want is to feel like whatever shortcomings they have are not their fault. And the fact that they start off with such advantage, and I as a white man, I can say that they start with massive advantages, and being told that is it's so annoying to be told that. Oh, it's so inconvenient to be told that. So instead, you flip it, and suddenly everything's against you. Everything is lined up to make it so hard for you. And so she tells you you're in fact massive victims, and she makes herself look pathetic doing it. And they want to see women looking pathetic. They despise and fear and lust after and hate women. That is more core to some of their personalities than even racism at this point. And so that video, there are so many truly broken, pathetic white men that will like nothing more on screen than that. than what you just saw right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially too, just in a lot of these online communities where people talk about their dating lives or talk about how they think society should be shaped based around basically the family unit or the sex life in one way or another, like within the manosphere, things like that, where a lot of these types of conversations go on. And you hear that too. It's not just Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's, people are espousing these messages all across the internet. Millions and millions of people are soaking this in, even if they don't really adhere to anything that Marjorie puts out. So this is a very loud message that everything's against us. And that's why we're seeing a lot of the movements rise in the country that we are.
Exactly. It is not difficult to actually understand why people watch porn. And also why they stop watching porn after a few minutes. It's very easy to understand. Anyway. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.